Here we go then, last one moving in. Phantom Flight completes the line. All 9 in the stalls, they're ready, stand by. They're off. Day 4 of the Skybet Ebor Festival underway with the Group 3 Skybet Strensel Stakes, and straight away Jim Crowley drops Ali Nabi from a wide draw out in last place. The blue and white striped cap as Flight Plan at a sedate early gallop leads. Grey Jacket up the running rail. Danny Tudhope aboard Flight Plan. Just ahead of Phantom Flight in the red and white shading. Second, Check and Challenge Pink Sills tracks the leading pair, with Enfjar, the black cap for Jack Mitchell, handy on the outer, and Task Force in the Juddmonte Silks, pink cap, white sleeves going up between horses. Royal Dubai in a blue and white jacket races next, ahead of the grey Haunted Dream. The nose-banded filly See the Fire is last but one, and Ali Nabi ridden cold at the back of the field by Crowley. A couple of lengths adrift as they reach the crown of the bend and move on round towards halfway in the Skybet Strensel. Flight Plan will lead them into the straight. Over Phantom Flight, Check and Challenge a pink jacket, and then Enfjar, the black cap, ahead of Task Force, Royal Dubai, the grey Haunted Dream. See the Fire and Ali Nabi are still weighted with, and the pace is quickening now, moving on down towards the final 3 furlongs. Flight Plan is being asked for more. Phantom Flight in a red and white jacket moving up to challenge. Check and Challenge up the rail. Enfjar pulled away to the left. Black cap is asked to close. Task Force trying to squirrel through between horses. Then Haunted Dream. See the Fire and Ali Nabi have got work on with Royal Dubai. A furlong and a half left to go. Check and Challenge under the fence, joining Phantom Flight in the red and white. Flight Plan between them. Here's See the Fire now in the noseband, beginning to charge home. Finds daylight up the inner. Phantom Flight, Check and Challenge. See the Fire is the final challenger, and See the Fire powers through to win the Skybet Strensel. Close for second between Phantom Flight and Check and Challenge, chased in by Task Force, Enfjar and they're off for the Skybet Melrose, a mile and 3/4 ahead of them. 16 breaking out of the stalls. Tactician, dark green with a yellow cap, has to be bustled up to try and get a position early on. McGillimar with the white sleeves is handy. So too reaching high, the scarlet sleeves, working over from a high draw. Spaceport in the dark blue and yellow is in the leading cluster, with Going Remote in a red and white jacket. And then the Equator in the blue and orange, with Table Talk in the yellow and dark blue on his immediate inner. And through the first quarter of a mile they go. McGillimar then leading the Skybet Melrose field early on. To Reaching High, who's seeing plenty of daylight, a handy second. The grey Spaceport down on the inner of Going Remote, and then the Equator and Table Talk. Imperial Sovereign in a yellow jacket is caught wide, sitting in midfield. Just ahead of Two Bossy for Us in the white and green, another of the Greys Master Builder down at the running rail. Dramatic Star, slightly worse than midfield. Dark blue with the large yellow spots ahead of Sun God, and then Terrorise in an orange jacket towards the inner. In turn followed through by the stablemates, Tactician and Wild Waves. Wild Waves in the light blue and orange. Champagne Prince, yellow sleeves, is last but one, and Travan in the dark blue and yellow is just about last of all as they make their way towards halfway, and it's Spaceport now who has a slender lead over McGillimar, sitting a very close second. Going Remote in the red and white is disputing third place with Reaching High. Couple lengths away then, the Equator is wide of Table Talk. Imperial Sovereign is deep of a line of 3 that has Master Builder up the inner, and Two Bossy for Us, the green cap between horses. Then Sun God, circled by Dramatic Star. Towards their immediate inside races, Terrorise in an orange jacket. In turn followed through by Tactician, Wild Waves, the grey Champagne Prince, and Travan remains last of all, and they reach the final 5 furlongs of the Skybet Melrose. Spaceport narrowly from McGillimar. Reaching High, Going Remote in the red and white is a close fourth. Into the straight, Table Talk is just fifth over the Equator. Then Two Bossy for Us, Master Builder, blue and white, looking for a way through from Imperial Sovereign. Sun God further back then to Terrorise. Dramatic Star ridden along. Out wide, Tactician and Champagne Prince, the grey, is on the move. Travan is still last. McGillimar stops quickly inside the 3. The Equator now, the blue and orange, has moved through to take over. Going Remote on the right, challenging. Away to the left, Sun God with a blue cap has every chance. Then Table Talk. Imperial Sovereign in the yellow. Further back to Wild Ways and Tactician from Master Builder, and Two Bossy for Us. A furlong and a half to go. The Equator. Now Table Talk up the rail is mounting a strong challenge under Ross Orion, and it is through to take the lead. Table Talk inside the last furlong from the Equator, who fights on. These two dominate dominate the finish. Tabletalk, doing best, wins the Sky Bet Melrose from the equator. Close for third between Master Builder and Wild Waves. They were chased in by...
Withdrawn.
They're off, confirming they've gone without Lake Forest. He's been withdrawn, taken out of the stalls prior to the Sky Bet City of York Stakes, a £500,000 prize fund, 7 furlongs, 1,400 metres, and the remainder through the first furlong are led by the grey Art Power. To Audience, who sits close up in second in the red, white and blue. The outsider, 5,000 to 1 down at the running rail, is disputing third with Should Have Been a Ring, the other of the greys. And then Vafortino between that pair, and Breege in the pea green silks is just about last of all as they swing on in at a brisk pace here, and it's Art Power who takes them along at a shade over 40 miles an hour to halfway. To Audience, sitting in pole position at the leaders' quarters, 5,000 to 1 against the running rail. Should Have Been a Ring and Vafortino, the blue sleeves, are ridden along, and so too is Breege in rear. And now Audience on the left is nursed up by Rab Havlin to come and have a crack at Art Power. 5,000 to 1 on the right is belying huge odds at the moment. He holds every chance. Breege in the green is coming into it. Audience has got a real fight on here. Should Have Been a Ring, the grey on the left running on, and Breege has now moved through to lead from Audience. Should Have Been a Ring. Art Power, 5,000 to 1, weakens away. Vafortino, the blue sleeves, is staying on. Breege is in front from Should Have Been a Ring and Vafortino, and it's Breege who runs on willingly to win the Sky Bet City of York from Vafortino, Should Have Been a Ring, and Audience only fourth today. And Chillingham moves into stall 18 to complete the line. Edgy in stall 4, Ziggy. Clear from the front, they're ready. They're off for the Sky Bet Ebor, a mile and 3/4 ahead of them. Wise Eagle with the red jacket was a little bit slow to stride. Sea King drops in towards the rear of the field in the pale green sleeves. And at this stage, the likes of Crystal Delight with a pink cap, the grey Iron Lion, Chillingham, Yashin, Queenstown and Relentless Voyager are taking a while to track over. And now 4 of them stay wide through the first quarter mile. Crystal Delight is leading a group of 4 out wide with Yashin, Relentless Voyager in a yellow jacket, and Queenstown in the dark blue. 2 of those 4 track over, but still Crystal Delight and Queenstown are racing isolated from the rest of the field, who, closer to the rail, are led by the likes of Ziggy with the black cap and Chillingham in the cheek pieces, and Burdett Road right down on the inner. Then the grey Iron Lion to Fairbanks in a white jacket. Still Crystal Delight and Queenstown are wide, but they are beginning to work over to get closer now to the main body of the field, and they've completed more than half a mile in the Sky Bet Ebor, with Nakib just about last of all in the blue and white. Sea King, Wise Eagle and One Smooth Operator immediately in front of him. On the sharp end, however, Crystal Delight, having got across, just about leads them towards halfway. To Queenstown in the dark blue and Ziggy in a check jacket, racing a very close third. And then Chillingham to Iron Lion the grey, who is wide of Burdett Road, and Fairbanks going up between that pair. Couple lengths to the nose-bounded Forza Orta, followed in turn by Yashin. A further 3 lengths to Magical Zoe in the black and green. To My Mate Mossy in the light blue from One for the Gutter and Relentless Voyager. And trouble back through the field there, serious problems back through the field, and one of them has gone wrong unfortunately as they made the turn out of the back straight. Up ahead, the pace is being set by Queenstown, who's been left in front. Crystal Delight went wrong on the crown of the turn, and so Queenstown passing the 5, leading up here to Chillingham and Ziggy, and then Iron Lion and Burdett Road from Forza Orta into the straight. Fairbanks in a white jacket from Ziggy and Magical Zoe, and My Mate Mossy and One for the Gutter. Relentless Voyager seeking up the running rail to Epic Poet, further back to Hip-Hop de Loire and Nakib, then Cahava out wide. One Smooth Operator and Wise Eagle are well back, and Chillingham is the first to commit as they come inside the 3 in the Sky Bet Ebors, kicked over 2 lengths clear, being chased by Ziggy. Queenstown has weakened away. Burdett Road in a yellow jacket has a chance, so too One for the Gutter in the blue and orange. Here's Magical Zoe down the centre in the black and green running on. Epic Poet and Cahava are also closing from the rear down to the last furlong. Magical Zoe has powered through to the front here from One for the Gutter. Cahava the yellow sleeves is running on with Epic Poet, but it's Magical Zoe over 2 lengths clear. The shadows of the post are looming, and it's Magical Zoe who lands the Skybet Ebor in tremendous style from Cahava and 1 for the gutter. Close fourth, Hip Hop de Loire late on the scene. Upsides Epic Poet, Sea King was in behind horses. They're off. The Skybet Constantine Stakes 6 furlongs ahead of them. Al-Bashir on the left, slightly slow to get out of the stalls on this occasion. Out on the right, Strike Red in a sheepskin noseband is up there with stablemate Dare to Hope in the purple. Extreme right, Comanche Falls in the red headgear. Elmonjed is over in the right-hand group in a blue and white jacket with a nosebanded Ballymount Boy in the red cap, and Jahangir is over there with Summergand and 2 Tribes and Cover Up. Down the centre, Apollo 1 in the pink cap is showing bright speed to reinforce an Admiral D in the noseband and the grey Billy Joe and Harry 3. Down on the near side, the left-hand side, Rhythm and Who's in a white jacket is upsides. Oh So Rapido and Dark 30 in the purple and white, and then Coachello and Al-Bashir. They've gone through halfway, 2.5 furlongs to go. Apollo 1 down the centre. Over on the right, Strike Red in the noseband is travelling powerfully. Still up there with Dare to Hope, Comanche Falls. Here comes Elmonjed in the blue and white, who's bursting through. Summergand now with the spotted sleeves beginning his customary late charge. Strike Red inside the furlong. Elmonjed is closing. Cover Up in the royal blue running on, and then Summergand. Elmonjed nosing ahead of Strike Red, racing into the shadows, the post, and it's Elmonjed who gets home in front from Strike Red. Very close for third between Comanche Falls and 2 Tribes. Cover Up in behind, and Summergand in his... They're off for the Julia Graves Roses Stakes, 5 furlongs, 1,000 metres ahead of them. Out on the right, Do It Now in the green and yellow got away well with a nose-banded Tropical Storm. Fuji Mountain is on the right as well. La Ballotta, the white sleeves down the centre, is showing bright speed. Towards the left, Arden in a white jacket is being chased by Beauty Queen. River Sen in the grey silks is just behind the leaders with Blue Zodiac. And then back towards midfield, King of Light. The Man is out on the right in a black cap, a couple lengths off the pace as they go through halfway. So on the right, it's Tropical Storm in the noseband who's now moved through to lead from Do It Now. La Ballotta with the white sleeves. Then Arden and Mr. Lightside in the noseband. Being followed through by King of Light. The Man is further back. Magnum Force in the shades of blue is being finessed into it, but he's going to have to pounce late because Tropical Storm has got first run. Magnum Force is blasting home down the centre. Sayoshi also running on. Tropical Storm, the lead is dwindling. Tropical Storm clings on to lift the roses from Magnum Force, Sayoshi, Mr. Lightside and La Ballotta. And they are just about all set, clear from the front. They're off for the Skybet finale. The extended 1.25 miles ahead of them. Chichester was one of the slowest to get out of the stalls, and Chasing Aphrodite in the red and white is the first to break the line. Rathgar in a dark jacket is adopting a handy position as well. Cockalorum in the white and green down on the inner, with Timesius Fox in the blue and white just in behind horses as they begin to sort themselves out into some sort of racing formation. And it's Chasing Aphrodite who gives the lead to Cockalorum up the running rail. From out wide, Killybegs Warrior in an orange jacket has gone handy, and wider still to Anderleap with the pink sleeves. Rathgar's just in behind the leading line with Mahaba the champ in a sheepskin noseband and Have Secret a little bit deeper out. Then Theme Park, who's back towards the inside in the grey and red, with Timesius Fox, the striped sleeves, settling in midfield, racing just in advance of Paradius as they go into the turn with 3/4 of a mile to travel. Busker, spot the cheek pieces, white cap down at the running rail, slightly worse than midfield, ahead of stablemate Dual Identity, the red cap. Then Oviedo in the purple and green from Chichester, and Rono and Bystander and Lord Protector is last of the field as Chasing Aphrodite leads them through halfway. So to the top of the straight they come. Chasing Aphrodite, red and white, first one to line up for the judge. To Killybegs Warrior in the orange, Cockalorum the rail, Anderleap the hoop cap is wide, wider still Mahaba the champ in the noseband, and deepest of all Have Secret. Rathgar in the maroon and blue is being ridden along. Tumesius Fox is making progress. Rasheen Murphy, blue and white on the sleeves, will need a bit of a charm run from there. Theme Park's going for a run up the rail. Dual Identity's trying to thread through from the rear with Paradius, Out on the extreme left, Oviedo is getting into it. Inside the last 2 furlongs, and any number of chances here. Have Secret, red and light blue on the sleeves coming through, tightened up Mahaba the champ. Still there under the rail chasing Aphrodite, Cockalorum. Here's the Busker, the white cap. Dual Identity, the red cap over the top. The stablemates now moving on together. Busker and Dual Identity will fight out the finish, and at the line it is Busker who wins the Sky Bet finale from Dual Identity disputing second with Chasing Aphrodite, then Cockalorum, Rono and Have Secret right in behind with Bystander out wide gaining late on.